So after you cut out all the sweets and stuff like that, so like make sure everything, like read the nutrition labels. Reading the nutrition label is probably the best thing you could do for your body. Reading the ingredients. So make sure like there's no vegetable oil, vegetable plant oil, like canola oil, soybean oil, bad for you, bad for the body, very harmful, very toxic. So pretty much once you cut out the sugars, yes, that seems hard, but it's honestly the easiest thing to do. I do not crave sugars. I do not crave stuff like that. And it's like cutting out the stuff like that. Like I don't like my armpits don't stink no more. My breath don't stink. Like my teeth, I don't use toothpaste. Me and my friend, he's on the carnivore diet. I told you, we don't use toothpaste. Toothpaste is it spikes your insulin levels because there's sugar in it, and it creates more plaque than it takes away. Like literally brushing your teeth with just water, like you'll have the whitest teeth. So pretty much, what I want to talk about is, in a way, all right, because I was saying how I was fasting, I was OMADing. Like, yes, that was a good start for me. Like, that was a good start for me, but it's not going to be easy for everybody else because that's what really stopped me from my bad eating habits and really like stopped me from overeating. Because, like, in a way, now when I eat a good proportion, I eat evenly foods. I'm eating the protein, I'm getting a good amount of net carbs, a good amount of like saturated fats, a good amount of this, and I really knowing what's in your food and being cautious. So instead of just shopping and grabbing something, like really looking at it and knowing that it's good for you and it's beneficial and making sure that there's no bad stuff in it. Like pretty much saturated fats is good for you. You're gonna want that. If anything, just make sure it's total sugars, natural sugar. Like I got this organic coconut meat, so that's pretty much has 1 gram natural sugaring, and that's pretty much it. Like you want the total natural. You don't want added anything, and just make sure when you look in the ingredients, there's no like hard to pronounce things. And like I got this beef and it's for like the steakums and it's 100% pure ingredients, only beef. Like that's what you want. Like you want like pure things. You don't want that oil added. Okay, so here's another thing I want to talk about, the exercise part, which is good for your body, and it could be hard. Like, see, with me, I do a lot of like weight training. I do agility. I make sure when I eat, I pump the arms. I get like the pump going, and I make sure that I hit cardio for 5 to 10 minutes right after eating. And I know that might sound crazy. People are like, oh, you shouldn't work out right after you eat. Honestly, that's the best thing you need to do. Like, you don't like okay, so in my head, food is energy. If you're eating and you're just sitting, that's turning into fat. I'm sorry, it is. Like you literally have to move, even if it's a walk right after. Like I follow this guy. He's like a bodybuilder fit. He doesn't do like the intensity that I do right after eating. He just goes for like a 20-minute walk and then works out later. Like me, I'm going on a run because like I'm all about like not having that belly weight. Like I'm not really into that belly weight. Like pretty much. So that's pretty much what I do. And honestly, so working out more frequently is very good for the heart, very good for the body, very good for the brain. And then another thing that is also good for the body is pretty much like okay, before I get to meditating, you want to time manage your stuff. So every time you're working out or you're doing something or you're eating, time manage before you go to sleep. Time manage. Like you want to eat pretty much every 3 to 4 hours, and make sure before you go to bed that you didn't eat like 3 hours before you go to bed is pretty much when you eat. You never want to eat and go right to bed. And like okay, so no processed foods like turkey sausage, pepperoni, all those most deli meats are all processed, like run through things, and pretty much like yes, I get no antibiotics, no preservative, like deli meat that is pure, like clean cut. Like there is better ways you can find things, and like honestly, eating like this, yeah, there was a little few things I'm eating that's bland, but like it's being bland and not having a taste. Because if you're shopping for flavor, that's where you're going wrong. That's where you're going wrong. If you're shopping for flavor, you're already eating bad, and you need to stop drinking your calories. Like drink only water. Like the only time you want to be drinking your calories is milk when you're eating, because that counts as calories when you're eating. always watch your calorie intake, weigh your food, and always like try to work out and move after eating. You never just want to eat it because that's energy. That's energy, and if you're not using it, then you're wasting it. And so pretty much like really making the changes, really getting into that, and like just building up that. Because okay, so yeah, it's gonna be hard to quit the sugar, and it's gonna be hard to quit the cravings. But once you know that you're doing it for a beneficial thing, and people are like, oh, is it hard that you're doing this dieting? Is it hard that you're working out? Is it hard? Is it no? It's honestly easy because I know it's benefiting me. Because everybody's in a matrix. All that food is killing you. All that processed stuff is killing you. All those sweets killing you. When I see kids eating that stuff, little kids, bro, 6 are eating that stuff, thinking a donut's healthy. Like that is killing that kid. Because pretty much like you're feeding them Pop Tarts and cereal. That is a dessert when they wake up. That is a dessert. Like what you want to do is literally give them eggs, give them beef, give them chicken, like something nutrients, something valuable. Because okay, so when you guys eat that little Debbie thing and those hot pockets, you're not getting any nutrients from them. If you look at the ingredients and everything and the labels, you would see none. There's like none nutrients. Like it's literally, and then if you look at one donut, that is literally 290 calories. That is too much calories in you. That's a lot just for one donut, and then you're eating one donut, one meal, one this, and then you guys are snacking 5 times a day. Like I literally eat 2 to 3 times a day, and it's like when you are stacking that much with that much calories, you really don't know what you're putting in your body. And okay, another thing is stop going to restaurants. Stop eating out because restaurants they cook in vegetable oil, unhealthy oils, and unhealthy conditions. And then it's like also you don't know what you're eating and what you're putting in your body when you're not making it yourself. So stop going to fast foods, stop going to restaurants, stop doing that, stop drinking your calories, try to walk, try to right after you eat, try to move, try to do something beneficial for your body. Like literally, use your time wisely, time manage, watch your time, put a timer on, see how long you did this, see how long it took for you to do that, because that's going to benefit you to use your time more. Time is important, and I feel like everyone just sits around and wastes it. I feel like everyone just sits around and wastes their body, everyone wastes their potential. Like you gotta get up, you gotta move, you gotta do something for the brain. Alright, so another thing is the meditating. So you got your crown chakra. So that when you meditate, be spiritual, be like universal. Think of like the universe and everything, and then your anacha, which is your third eye. You want to pretty much, in a sense, that's your awareness. You want to be aware of everything, aware of the world, aware of yourself, aware of your existence. And then every time you're meditating, you want to tell yourself your greatness, your worth, your value, and all that. And that you belong, that you have a purpose, because everybody has a purpose. Everyone in this world, me, everyone, even these people that are treating their bodies unhealthy and stuff like that, they even have a purpose and they could change and they could better themselves. If I could do it, I was eating bad. I was eating unhealthy my whole entire life. I had like the IBS I was saying from eating all that stuff, and I had to make a change. So if I could make a change, and I could benefit my body, and I could like really mold and shape, then everyone else can. And so pretty much being aware, and then your Vijudha, your communication. When you meditate, your Vijudha, you want to close your eyes and think about like your voice, the power to think and to speak and to be heard. Now that is valuable. And then your anatta, which is your love. It's more than just your self love, because you can't love yourself if like because nobody's gonna love you if you don't love yourself, and you're not gonna love yourself if you don't love everyone else. Because like what I was saying, like if you want success for yourself, you gotta imagine success in other people's hands also. Because like with my friend, I imagine him being more like being successful before I get it, and that's going to help me get successful, because that's a positive thinking, positive reinforcement. Always think positive, always think happy, and never like be down. Like Like, always think everything's beautiful, glass half full. Like, don't ever try to be down. Like, always try to be positive. Never engage in argument. Try not to cuss. Like, cussing is very bad, a negative thing. You want to always be really engaging with positivity and just like thinking of a better way to do things. So pretty much like you want to love other people before you love yourself. Like thinking things are beautiful and people and everything. Because if you don't put love first, you're never gonna get it back. Because if you see those narcissistic people that are like, I hate everybody, I only love myself, those people do not love themselves at all. At the end of the day, they don't even like the way they look. And if you look at me, I'm thinking everyone's beautiful, everyone has a purpose, everyone has a goal in this life. I'm looking at myself, I love myself more than anything than those people. And it's like how you treat people is how you see yourself. If you're neglecting like your partner or somebody else, that's most likely that you're neglecting yourself and you don't see or love yourself. Like how you treat people is a reflection of you. And then pretty much your manipura is your ego. Now, in a way, your ego can be very destructive. Like what I was saying, those narcissistic people who put themselves so much and they're like, oh, I'm cool and I'm this. Like, yes, you gotta see, like, okay, so in a way, before I get to that, your doubtful thoughts are gonna be the strongest thing, but you don't put those away. You don't say, oh, no, stop telling myself that. I can't have these doubtful thoughts. You gotta accept them. And that's part of me as a human, that's part of me as a person to have doubtful thoughts. Like I pretty much like stopped watching porn, stopped masturbating for 7 months because that's the most degenerate thing a male can do. And it's like when I did have those thoughts a couple months ago about wanting to do it, you don't tell yourself, no, stop thinking about it. Because if you tell yourself to stop thinking about it, you're gonna think about it more and it's gonna keep coming. You have to tell yourself, I'm a human, I accept that that is a part of my thoughts and I love and worship those thoughts. But like doubtful thoughts, you can come, but you're not gonna stay. And pretty much your manipur is your ego and how you see yourself, and that's its element is fire because it could be destructive. So it's very good to like know who you are and to know your personality, but don't be narcissistic about it and think your value is higher. Think of your value as equal with everyone. We're all at a balance. We could all do this together. And then pretty much your sacral chakra is your sexual, your creativity, and so pretty much like I can explain how to meditate in each ones and which one and how what to think when you're meditating. And so your manipura is your it's pretty much in between like your anus and whatever in your lower spine. Pretty much that is your basic trust for yourself, and pretty much like it's like stability and pretty much like that. So when you're meditating that, you want to like close your eyes and not have fear, like breathe and just take away anxiety, take away worries, take away stress, and just be in that one area and just know your worth, your value. When you're doing the sacral chakra, you want to like meditate and pretty much like if you fear death, that blocks that chakra point. And so when you're nata, when you're meditating, you're not in your love. You want to think of your heart as a diamond shining in your purpose and your self-love and that ombre-ness, and you'll literally smile. Your visuda, like what I was saying, you want to think of your communication, and you want to think like when you're anacha, you want to think about your awareness and your placement and like your purpose. Like all those things are many different things to be thinking of when you are meditating. So pretty much that's like what I want to talk about. I have a lot more to talk about. Tell me if you liked the little bit of this video and whatnot, and if I should post more. But yeah, pretty much just stay fit, stay healthy. Just try to get rid of bad habits like smoking and stuff like that. Bad habits. All these people think this is stuff is hard. Honestly, it's easy to me, and it's hard if I went back to eating bad. If I went back to not working out. If I went back to being lazy. Like this is a better lifestyle. Like it's really healthy for your brain. It's really healthy to just do stuff. Like come on, we're better people. We have the potential. Don't limit yourself. I see people limiting themselves. Like my friend, he made a video about self-limit. Like you could be a businessman. Don't just say, oh no, you can't do anything. A job's the only thing you could do. We have so much purpose and so much value in this world. Don't limit yourself. Like people are like, oh, I'm not gonna do the hard workout. Literally go for a walk. Take small steps. Take the tiny steps and benefit yourself. It's the only way that you could start doing.